Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 12/12 of 2024 Mother Mary Monthly Message, the last one for 2024. Wow. It's been quite a year, I think, for all of us all over the world, and still lots of things are happening and changing. My name's Tamara Grace, and I've been channeling Mother Mary for a long time. And every month when I put myself into this particular venue to offer a message, I don't always know what she's going to say, because part of what she does is just kind of read the energy of the people that are gathering and read the energy in the world and try to come up with a message that's uplifting and inspiring and helpful in many ways. There's lots more information on my website at samaragrace.com, and I have a YouTube channel also that has lots of other Mother Mary videos if you would like to have even more, get yourself a big bowl of popcorn and spend your Saturday or Sunday watching Mother Mary, as some people do. So what I wanted to just say from my own heart tonight is that whatever your response was after the election, I'm inviting everyone to find common ground. This is not the time to point fingers. This is not the time to feel divisive. This is not the time to blame this one or that one. We are in a critical time of finding our soul again in this country and finding our soul in the world in a way that is beneficial. And so whatever your feelings were at the time, I just encourage you, as I'm encouraging myself, to find the common ground, to find the places in us that can meet and reach out and really join together, because I think we all want a similar world of peace, of prosperity, of clean air and clean water, opportunity for people. So I'm sort of devoting this message tonight to that idea that let us no longer be divided. Let us no longer be blaming this one or that one. We are here together on this fragile planet, and it's time to come together and see the good in each other. So without further ado, let's see what Mother Mary might say to all of that. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to December. Welcome to the end of 2024. And it has been a rather chaotic year. It has been a time with lots of changes and lots of ideas and lots of wrangling about what's right and what's wrong and who should do what to whom and all of that. And I think it's time to realize that this world is for each of you to contribute your essence, your love, your generosity, and your gifts too. It is not here for you to get. It is here for you to give. And then in that process, there will be an exchange. There will be a return on your investment, if you will. But part of what I think needs to change in the viewpoint of so many is to realize, if you're sitting at home sort of angry about what you didn't get, what you should have gotten, who should have done what to whom, whatever, what you're doing is you're contributing to the energetics of the past. It's over. The election's over. So now what is important is to realize, all right, how can I operate in this world as a divine being in a human body? Where is my ability to give? Where is my joy of being in this world? Who could I help today? How might I operate in a way that is fruitful and brings joy to my heart? What am I here to give? Not what am I here to get? And in this process, what starts to happen is that all of you that are beginning to think in this way, you're creating a truly new paradigm where it isn't about getting and getting and getting and getting. It's about creating and giving and sharing. And so that's really sort of the essence of what's going on right now. So in your own heart, mind, and body, you may still have a lot of emotions, whether it was celebration or dismay or whatever you felt, to realize, all right, it's over. What I have the capacity to do now is to operate from the present moment and then into the future that I would like to see and create. I want to give you a sort of funny example. Recently, Samara has learned she needs to have cataract surgery. She lives in a new place where she doesn't really know anyone, and she discovered that she has to have someone to drive her from her house to the surgery, stay there. They can't leave, can't do Uber, nothing. Stay there and bring her home, and then bring her back for a check the next day, and a week later do the same thing again. So at first, Samara was like so many of us. She's like logistically figuring it out and trying to see what she needs to do and all this and that and this and that. And I encouraged her to try something that seemed very odd. So on Facebook, there's a group for the town she's living in, Murrells Inlet, called I Love the Inlet. And she posted exactly what I was just saying about the surgery, and that she was looking for someone who could do that one of the times or whatever. And she would happily, pay them for their gas or their time. And she just posted it. Now, that seems like a pretty odd thing to do in a place where you don't know anyone. Well, what's happening is exactly what I'm talking about. Within 10 minutes, 30 people offered. 30 different people offered. Most of them saying, I couldn't take a dime. I'm happy to take you. Just, whatever they call that, message me and let's work out the details. And Samara sat there with a couple of tears rolling down her face, thinking, what just happened? What just happened here? And what happened is the generosity of people already exists. The infrastructure of how to match that up with what's needed, that's still a work in progress. But by her allowing herself to be vulnerable and posting that, can you imagine, in this little town, it's just a tiny town, over 30 people said, I'd be glad to do it. Take time out of their day to drive someone they don't know and sit in a hospital operating whatever place and then drive her home. What? So the consciousness of I'm here to serve, I'm here to give, I'm here to help. Again, not to the point of exhaustion, not to the point of craziness, but when something begins to happen in yourself where you realize, I want to live in a world where I can post something on Facebook and get that kind of response. Because again, once Samara's through her surgery, I'm sure she'd be glad to help, someone else in the same way. So a lot of times though, lately, it's like people are still sort of hovering in their living rooms, a little bit stunned from everything that's happened and not sure how to proceed. And if that's you, that's okay, that's fine. But if you will just sort of in the morning if you don't have to go to a work schedule, get dressed. And as you're getting dressed, just say a prayer. Let me be the answer to someone's prayer today. Let me help just one person today. Show me who I can help today. And then go out and, do your grocery shopping or go to the dry cleaners or take a walk or whatever you have to do. But what you've done is you've moved out of the old paradigm of what's in it for me and what am I going to get out of it? Because that's a very low frequency. The higher frequency is to say, I'm going to go do something joyful today, or I'm going to go do my errands today, or whatever it happens to be, and show me at least one person for whom I can be a blessing for them. And just watch what happens. Because now what you're doing is you're building a universe of miracles. I want you to really hear me when I say that. You're building a universe of miracles. Because it isn't only your friends and family that you're here to help. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. But the kindness that you show to a stranger, this is where the old brittle division of, oh, this person's this religion or this ethnic group or, all that, it dissolves it. It dissolves it. Because you're not saying, show me a Catholic I can help, or show me, no, what you're saying is, let me be the answer to someone's prayer. It seems hard to imagine, but that's really what is beginning to happen in the world, because there's a lot that's broken, there's a lot that needs fixing, there's a lot that's going to happen in the coming years, absolutely. But what holds you up, what keeps you happy, what fills you with a joy of being and with a sense of having done a good job as a soul, is to make a commitment every day to say, all right, show me where I can be an agent of love. Let me be the answer to someone else's prayer. The other thing that happened in Samara's little posting thing, just so you know too, there were a number of people who posted how much they liked the post, even though they couldn't offer to assist for whatever reason. And they were saying, this is so wonderful. We love our community. Look at all the people that are so willing to help this woman. This is just marvelous. And so there were another approximately 40 more comments beyond the 30 people who said yes, that were saying, isn't this wonderful? Wow. So in this coming year, we want you to really begin to focus on not this aspect of separation, not this aspect of who's right or wrong or what's the political party of choice going to do or not do, because you don't have any control over that right now. But you have absolute control over getting dressed in the morning and saying, all right, bring me at least one person. And if you want to do more, that's fine too. Because then what you're going to find is it just starts to accelerate. The atoms start to accelerate and they start to bounce around and create other options and other possibilities. And then you begin to live in a world where the expectation is, of course, somebody's going to want to help you. Of course. It's no longer the unusual thing on the 6 o'clock news. Oh my goodness, here's a good news story. Stop the presses. Which we like, but by the same token, isn't it ironic that it has to be such a, oh my goodness, where instead it could just be, here's another example of the goodness of people. And the other thing I think I want you to realize is, as the governments are going through their various machinations and changes of whatever kind, it leaves the people to their own devices. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. And I'm not saying don't rely on them when you need them for this or that. But just imagine if, instead of not even knowing the names of your neighbors, if you began to just say, oh, hi, I don't think I know you very well. Would you like to have a coffee on Tuesday, or whatever it is? Because what's missing in the world right now are these trusted connections. And I'll say that again, trusted connections. This world has become so suspicious and so, like full of trolls and all those sorts of things that are going on. So the antidote, the remedy for that, is real connection that you trust. And so, first of all, you be trustworthy, and then go and do the things you're guided to do. And from that, you're going to find a strengthening in your own heart and mind, but also a strengthening in the greater community all around you. The last thing I want to say about all of that, you will still have people in your world who want to gossip about who did what bad thing to whom, right? Don't listen. Don't listen. In fact, if it's possible, say, you know, if I spend even 1 minute thinking about that, it makes me sick to my stomach. So I'd rather not talk about it. Because even if it doesn't yet make you sick to your stomach, it will make you sick. The toxicity of gossiping about who did what and who didn't do what and all of that is a kind of poison to your system as a soul. And so we want you to have good stories. We want you to be able to say to your neighbor or your friend, sort of like what Samara was just sharing. She shared it today with one of the gals she was talking with, and the woman was overwhelmed. 30 people, like what? And so it's like you begin to realize that you can be the creator of good news and the sharer of good news, and therefore then enlarging and strengthening the community that is a good news community. Spending time analyzing who's doing what to whom will not help you. It won't. Because again, it's sort of like deciding who's going to win the football game before it's played, or seeing who should have done what in the game after it's played. It's like, don't go there. Go and do something lovely for yourself. Go out in nature. Be with your animals, those of you that have animals, or your children. Go out in your garden, make soup and bring it to a friend. You know, all of these things that are easily within your power. Because what we're doing now really is the kind of change that still will take some years to see the full fruition of. But what you will see in your own life is the joy of being part of this joy, part of this co-creative aspect that allows you to see the difference that you're making and to make a difference that means something to you. Again, rather than spending endless time analyzing things that may or may not turn out the way you think. So that's on that. Now, health. I want to talk about health. It's funny, when Samara first found out she had to have the cataract surgery, she was a little resentful. Then she realized, you know, it's kind of cool to be able to have a new set of eyes, you know. So it's all in how you look at it. But I think the thing to realize is your happiness is very much connected to your health in this coming year, especially. So people have often said to me, now, Mother Mary, should I eat meat? Should I not eat meat? Should I eat this? Should I not eat that? I say, see how it makes you feel. Eat what makes you feel good. And I don't mean just for a minute. I mean, you know, for a while. So it isn't that you have a specific diet that is yours, you know, to follow. It's to realize what is the way I can live my life that honors me and honors the legacy I want to leave. And when you have that as sort of your GPS, your ongoing system of decision making, you'll realize you want to do the things that really do feel good to you, whether that's reading a book with the kitten rolled up on your lap, or whether it's taking soup to a friend, or whatever it is. And when you're doing that, it isn't necessarily that it's, you know, building an orphanage in India. But what it's doing is it's modeling, like making a beautiful mosaic of each and every person is living their heart's best life, your heart's best life. And when you're doing that, your body responds accordingly. Your body is like, oh, okay, there's no dissension. There's no, oh, I should or I shouldn't, or this or that. There's not all that divisiveness. You're deciding, I'm going to live a life that honors me and that gives me a feeling of joy and leaves a legacy of light when I do leave. So this approach means that you may be spending more time making good food for yourselves. It may be that, because part of doing that, getting something from the garden, making your favorite soup, whatever it is a way to honor your body and your heart and your mind. It's not the only way, of course, but it's something that says I'm connected to nature. The food that we're eating isn't artificial, as much as Star Trek wanted it to turn out that way. And some of it, of course, is artificial. But when you're eating real food, you are also becoming more and more sensitive to the planet, to the Gaia, to Pachamama, and to all that nurturance can offer. And so because our societies have lost so much touch with that, our bodies are trying to absorb and eat things that are made in a factory or something like that, and it's not the same. And we're feeling distant, we're not feeling connected. So for all of you to stay healthy, again, I'm not saying make every meal unless you want to, but realize the closer you can stay to real food, prepared lovingly, even if that's in a wonderful restaurant. Now what you're doing is you're telling your body, I belong here on earth. I belong in this body, and I'm treating it with honor and reverence and appreciation and respect so that it will last hopefully a very, very, very long time. People have also asked me, about COVID and viruses and all of those things. And what I want to say is keeping your immune system as strong as possible is the very best thing that you can do. Very best thing you can do. And then follow your guidance, whatever that looks like. Because for some people, medical models are very, very beautiful and important. And for others, there's a concern that there might not be what it's supposed to be. And so when you have discord, your body is torn about what to do or what not to do. And so all I do is invite you to say, I'm going to choose what honors me. And my immune system is strengthened when I'm eating natural foods, when I'm living a life that is honoring for me, when I'm being in service in some way to the world, and when I'm looking at life as how can I bring my gifts rather than what's in it for me. And that is really the key. And all of your great spiritual teachers and masters basically say the same thing, to just really take care of yourself, take care of your breath, and let the rest sort of not be so important. People have also asked me, is it going to be a rough couple of years? Yes and no. Yes and no. It doesn't have to be rough for you. Because if you move yourself away from all of the flotsam and jetsam and just do your best to be a good person in your world and you're helping, the rest of it is just what's on the news. So you don't have to worry about it. So Before I end the recording, I want to just offer to you this idea that you can begin and end each day with prayer. A prayer for yourself, a prayer for this world, friends, family, plants, animals, etc. And so on the recording for December 12th of 2024, I want to just say, as Mother Mary, that my prayer is that each and every one of you know how much you are loved, how your light is incandescent, timeless, and beautiful, and that there are no lesser lights. There is no one left out of the kingdom of light. I am with you. I will always be with you. And I will be greeting you when it is your time to come. So please begin and end each day appreciating yourself and this amazing world and life that you've created. So may the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Good night and have happy holidays, however you choose to celebrate them. And I'll see you on New Year's Day, 1/1/2025. Much love.